In this video, we're going to tackle a key component of accounting and financial analysis, the time value of money. But let's forget about numbers for a second. Imagine you have a single strawberry. Your friend Janet really wants a strawberry. Because you're such a good friend, you want to give her one. Let's say Janet is also really patient, and she'd gladly take the strawberry today or in a year from now. If you choose to give Janet the strawberry now, Janet is happy, but you're left with no strawberries for yourself. You are kind of looking forward to eating it, but you are such a good friend you may not mind the loss. But there is a better solution for the both of you. If you decide to give Janet a strawberry in 1 year, you can plant the one you have now. By the end of the year, you could have an entire bush of berries, only one of which you have to give away. Janet is happy, and so are you, because you also get to enjoy a refreshing snack. Using this logic, you'd rather give the strawberry away as late as possible to take advantage of the opportunity to plant it and grow more. If you were Janet, you would want the berry as soon as possible, so you could have your own chance to grow a whole bush instead of waiting a year for a single berry. Now try applying this thought process to money. Janet is now asking for a friendly loan of $100. If you can convince her to wait a year, you can invest the $100 in the stock market or in a bank, in which you can earn interest of some kind of return. Realistically, this may not be much, but it is still more than you'd be left with if you gave Janet the money right away. This is called the time value of money, which values cash inflows and outflows by considering the potential to earn a return on money you have in your possession. It also accounts for factors like risk, inflation, or alternative opportunities the money could be used for. Because these factors are a little trickier to quantify, we will continue focusing on interest in our examples. So, $1 received today is worth more than $1 received tomorrow. Why? Because the dollar today can be invested and earn an incremental return. To take advantage of this, you want to receive payments as soon as possible and delay making payments for as long as possible. These concepts are critical in financial decisions by helping determine what are called the present and future values of money. The present value of a bushel of strawberries received a year from now is the single berry you would plant today to grow that bush in a year. Similarly, the future value of that single berry is the entire bush it could grow into. Put another way, the present value of a bunch of strawberries received in X years is however many strawberries you'd need to plant right now to grow that many berries within the same time period. Now, this is a little tricky, so let's go over it one more time. Money you invest today can earn interest over time. So the future value in 10 years of $1 received today is the amount you could have in 10 years if you invested that dollar. Reversing this, the present value of that larger sum of money received in 10 years is the dollar you would need to invest today to have that amount 10 years from now. By this logic, the present value of an amount received in the future will be less than the future amount. Conversely, the future value of an amount received today will be larger than the original amount because it can be invested. But how would you calculate that? Time value equations consider three things: the amount in question, the length of time involved, and the discount rate, which is a number that is calculated using variables like inflation, risk, and the rate at which a return could potentially be earned on the amount. To keep things simple, we'll focus on interest rates in determining our discount rate. Taking these three factors, the formula for the future value of a single amount looks like this. Now, let's look at how they figured this out. If you reinvest all of the interest you earn at the end of each year, the amount of interest you earn will increase over time. Hence, the exponential formula. Say your starting amount is X, and the interest rate at your bank is 5%. After the first year, you will have earned 5% on your original deposit. You reinvest this amount, and in year 2, you earn interest not only on your initial amount, but last year's interest as well. Assuming this amount is reinvested, by year 3, you are earning interest on your original deposit plus 2 years' worth of interest. So, the total at the end of year 3 will be the original amount, X, multiplied by 1 plus the interest rate, 5%, raised to the third power, because we earned interest for 3 years. Here's what those numbers would be if the original deposit was $100. You can see that the amount of interest earned each year increases. That's because the beginning balance is increasing every year when we reinvest our earned interest. Our future value in 3 years is $115.76. This formula can be reversed to calculate present value. But before we show you the formula, let's try to think it through using our previous example. Our amount at the end of year 1 was our initial deposit, times 1 plus the interest rate. If we knew this number, but not the original amount we invested, how would we try to calculate it? Well, looking at what we have now, we know we can divide by 1.05 to get our original value x. This determines the original amount by accounting for the accumulated 5% interest on the initial value. Likewise, if we wanted to calculate our initial deposit, based on our balance at the end of any year, we would divide by these factors to return to our x value. Essentially, we are dividing the future value by 1 plus the interest rate raised to the power representing the years for which it was invested. The actual formula looks like this. Say we wanted to calculate the present value of $115.76, received 3 years from now, with a discount rate of 5%. If we divide by 1.05, raised to the third power, we get our original investment of $100. Your professor may ask you to memorize these formulas, but they may also give you a table of time value factors, which look something like this. These numbers, based on the time period and the discount rate, can be multiplied by the original amount to calculate present or future values. Let's take our example from earlier and calculate the future value of $100 in 3 years at a 5% discount rate. We multiply the future value factor by 100 and get $115.76, just as we did before. That's because the time value factors are calculating these portions of the formula for you, so you just need to multiply them by the present or future amount. These have been pretty simple problems, but the time value calculations can quickly become messy. If you're ever stuck, start by drawing a timeline to map out when cash flows are occurring, and go from there. Good luck!